Hey everyone, welcome back to Without Code. Today we're going to walk through our image rollover widget for the web builder. It's a simple widget with one main purpose: to display a different image when you hover over the original image. Now this has been a highly requested feature for the builder and also has the ability to include a title, a caption, as well as a link on hover as well, all of which are optional in the settings panel. It's a very simple widget to navigate and can be used just how you would use a regular image widget. So let's jump right into the builder where I'm working with our new accountant template. And if I scroll down the homepage here a bit, I've got an empty row here with 3 columns prepared inside, ready to go so we can create a small gallery here, similar to the one above it. But let's say that we want to do a bit of a makeover on this services section here, and we'd prefer to have the image rollovers here instead of the gallery. So let's jump into the widgets panel and grab our image rollovers widget. And we'll drop it into our first column here in the row. Awesome. Now jumping into the settings panel. Now I'm going to go a bit out of order here in the settings, but it's going to make the most sense when we get to the end. The first thing we actually want to do here with this widget is set the image container width and height. So I'm actually going to jump over to the design section first, and we'll go right into container settings. Now, depending on the size of your workspace, you'll need to adjust the height and width of the widget to match the size that you want the image to appear on the page. In the case of my columns here, I've got 374 pixels of width available to use when factoring in the automatic padding from the column. So in an effort to make this image square, let's set both the width and height to 374. Great, and we can see the widget container adjusting accordingly in the editor here. So now let me jump back to the Content tab. And for original image, this is the same process as selecting an image for the standard image widget. We can click Replace, and we can select from any of the site's available images or upload any image we want. Now, since this is an accountant theme, let's do a stock image search for tax returns. And we'll pick any one of these here and select it. Awesome. Now it's already loaded into our widget here in the editor, which is great. So now let's go down here to our rollover image and repeat the process. With this tax returns search, we'll go ahead and select a different image for the rollover. Perfect. Now let's switch our page over to preview. And we can already see the image changing perfectly here on hover. Only thing remaining here is we can still see the default text being used, but that's super simple to customize. And since we're in accounting theme, we can update it accordingly. So back into the widgets panel, let's go down here to text overlay, content, and settings. And with this flyout panel here, very simply, you can toggle on or off the text with this enable overlay here. And beneath that, we can customize the text itself. So let's put tax returns for the title. And for the caption, I'm actually going to go up here to the services section, and let's copy this verbiage that's already in place for the description of the first image. Proper planning can help you save money and reduce liabilities. So we'll copy that, go back to our new widget, and we'll paste it in the overlay caption box. Beautiful. Now let's do a bit of styling in the design section. I'm going to jump over and go into the flyout panel for overlay styling. And I'll increase the title text up a bit to 36, and we'll make it bold. And down here in caption text styling, let's drop it down to 18 since it's a bit longer now. And scrolling back to the top, we've got lots of other options here, including this here for title container width. This sets the width of the container that the actual title text sits in. Now, in most cases, this can be left at 100%, but if you wanted the title text to wrap, perhaps, you could lower this. And here we have title container padding. This sets the padding on the left and right side of the title. So use padding here if the title is too tight to the edge of the image. Both of these settings are also available for the caption text by scrolling down to that section as well. Now really quick, before we leave this section, let's also set a background color, and this setting is here at the top. It sets an overlay color for the rollover behind the text but above the image. So this is a great way to allow your title and caption to pop if they're hard to see. So we'll set it to black, and we'll give it an opacity of 25%, and that's going to make our text a lot more readable. Cool, let's do another preview. Beautiful, everything's looking awesome. Now you may have noticed that we didn't add widgets to the other columns right away, and there's a good reason for that. Since we've now set the first image with all the settings we want, like the image size and caption styling, we can now copy and paste the widget into the other columns to save time. So let's right-click on it and select Copy. And with a quick hover over our next column, we have the option to paste it over here with ease. And now jumping into the settings panel, all we have to do is give the new widget its own unique ID and simply swap out the images. And all other customization options are retained, keeping everything consistent. So let me go ahead and replace each of these images with a new tax return photo. Okay, there we go. And let me jump back up here to the old services section so I can copy the description text of the second image for accounting. There we go. We'll jump back to our new widget, head into text overlay content and settings, and paste it in our overlay caption. And I'll go ahead and enter accounting as our title. Perfect. Now we've got two fully functional image overlays showing nicely here in our row with very minimal setup time. Lastly, I'm going to mention a few quick things before we close up here. Right above the overlay settings, we have an option here for link, which allows you to set up a link for the image. We also have another flyout panel here for transition settings. This simply allows you to configure the speed for the actual image transition. Now back in the design section, we have a section here for container settings. So in addition to the sizing settings that we already talked about in the beginning, you can set a border or rounded edges. We also have sections for original image settings and rollover image settings, each of which have the same three options inside. Image fitting allows you to choose whether you'd like images to fit or fill the container. Vertical position allows for vertical alignment of the image within the container, so use this if you need to adjust to show the important featured portion of the image at the top, middle, or bottom of the image. And then horizontal position does the exact same thing, but adjusts the horizontal position. So I think that about covers it. Thanks for checking out our new image rollover widget. Have some fun, and if you run into any issues at all, hit us up in support and we'd be glad to assist. Thanks again, and we'll catch you in the next tutorial. Take care.